Hello, hello.
Hey Kyle, the first one in here. How you going? How's things? Okay, so what are we doing? What are we talking about today, Luba? What's an update? What's happening in Ukraine?
Oh, guys, everything is very, very good. I think that things getting more normal. Today was the first time. Don't blame me for that, but it felt so good. I went to the shop and I decided I'm not gonna put the mask on, and
Oh,
nobody told me a word. Nobody told me anything. I felt like really. At least I can breathe because in this mask, I don't know how you guys like. I really can't. Like, it keep me in a shop like for 1 minute. At this point, I was there longer. But anyway, it seems like very good. People in Odessa, especially Kiev. I've been talking to my friends in Dnipro. Everything is open. Everything is working. People really like having a good time. Still, of course, you should be cautious. Every time when people like somebody coughing or something, you become like very like what's going on. Very suspicious about that. But the rest is fine. We've been out on Friday night. There was many people. Is it good or bad? Like it's subjective, I think. But if you're thinking about coming and you think that something is closed and you will not be able to get somewhere, no, it's not true. I didn't check yet with the theaters, but I see there a lot of like advertising that this concert and that concert. A lot of concerts was canceled, of course, in autumn, and so they start posting them back, like and moving this concert for March. So I guess everything should be fine, and we have Valentine's Day coming soon, so a lot of advertising about this day. Different events, different programs. So everything seems much better.
yeah. There's. I mean, it's actually kind of quiet, I suppose, at the moment, but that's because it's been snowing relatively heavily where we are for the last couple of days. But in the supermarket, it's busy. I actually also saw a couple of people today in the supermarket that weren't wearing masks at all. So I don't know if they're going to get served at the checkout or whatever, but I don't know. Like I've said before, like the Ukrainian people kind of like, I don't know, they're a bit resilient. They sort of, I don't know. My theory is that they've sort of been through so much stuff in the past that the threat of this flu to them is kind of nothing. Actually, I even posted, I think it was Luba that posted it, a movie called Winter Under Fire. I think it's Winter Under Fire. It's a movie about the Maidan Revolution. It's a brilliant documentary about the revolution that was in Maidan Square in 2014. And if you watch it, not only is it interesting about what actually happened, it was only like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I suppose, whatever. It actually gives you a really good understanding of the mentality of Ukrainian people. And I think that a lot of it relates to this sort of stuff as well. They're sort of like, what, like you want us to take this seriously now, compared to the West, which we're, been relatively shielded from things that are pretty shitty that are in other countries. We actually posted it in our Telegram group. If you guys haven't joined the Telegram group yet, join Telegram. You may have to download the app. It's basically a messaging app that you can use in Ukraine as well. But we post stuff there every day. Lib posted a cool video yesterday of her walking in the snow, just randomly, which is pretty cool. But it's stuff about dating. It's stuff that we can't put on here, and just updates, videos, clips, posts, information that will definitely be useful to you in some way or another. Okay, thanks guys, everyone here for joining us. Lonnie.
And thank you so much for everybody who joined the Telegram group. I hope that it is useful for you, as Striker mentioned. And like we did a little polls there to just understand, because it's just first time for us. We don't want to be like very like BBB on your phone, but at the same time, we would like to share something about Ukraine, and we hope that it is useful, interesting. So if you didn't join and you don't know what is Telegram, it's a free app that the same as Viber and WhatsApp. So it's also a messenger app that a lot of people in Ukraine use. They like it because the quality, they say it's very like the people who share some secret information, it's very safe. The quality of the picture, like on Viber, it usually goes smaller. So if you send a good picture, like the lady actually get not such a good quality. But in Telegram, the quality and the size of the pictures are actual. So that's why why people really like it. And it has a lot of useful channels.
There's lots of useful groups. If you want to like go and search, like say real estate in Kiev, there'll be a group specially for that, and you can join that. Anyway, so the topic of this, can you guys hear us okay? Because I've got this new setup today. It took me about 1 hour to get this to work. So hopefully we're not going to have sound problems like last time. So yeah, the topic of the video was basically we're just going to continue from last week with questions that we'd heard or that we've had over coaching calls and stuff like that we think are useful to answer. So if you guys have any questions, audio is great, cool. Finally, something technical works for us on a live video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask about anything, like anything about that. I know that you guys may have some reservations about something. When's the best time to come over, or is it, something about the virus or anything at all? Just throw them in the comments there, and we'll get to them. So, on that note,
I want to start from one question that we already got asked, and one guy is here. So soon is Valentine's Day. A lot of people usually ask, like, what are the main holidays in Ukraine? Which holiday should I bring gift for a lady, and which one I should skip? What is like the big day? What I shouldn't miss? So, of course, birthday, Christmas are the main ones, and Women's Day. So 8th of March, it's a very big one. It's official days off. I mean, of course, official days off, birthday. But it's a big days, like when you need to really take care of the gift. Valentine's Day is kind of a new, not new for Ukraine, because like it's always been this like little Valentines, like these little hearts. And nowadays it's a big business here, because everybody arrange different parties and arrange different like events for these days. So people take it kind of serious. And of course there was questions like, what is the best gift? And like I'm helping now the guys who currently with Heart Rockets, sorry, and they have a relationship, and so I help them to pick a gift for their ladies. And all depends, like there is no one good gift, like all depends on the relationship that you have at the moment with the lady. Have you seen her? Have you met her? How often you talk? Like whatever. So like quickly we'll tell you like through some ideas that are good. Like first of all, you know that in Ukraine, and like we said it many times, you have to give odd number of flowers. Striker, am I right? 3 flowers, is it odd? Because I have this problem.
Yes, three is odd. Yes,
3. So you can give like 1, 3, 5, 7, and etc. amount of flowers. It should be odd number. Please take care about that. Think about that. And gifts that are red color are always the best, because it's representation of love and this holiday. Quick ideas for you. It can be, here the chocolate is not that a big deal. Like it's not that you can give her a box of chocolate and she would be like, wow. I mean, I think that you should be a little bit more creative. So again, all depends on how long you talk to her, what are you doing, like how long have you been talking, and have you seen each other or no. But some certificate to some kind of like maybe spa or maybe swimming pool, or maybe like that she's going to the gym, prolong her membership, maybe photo shooting, maybe like something creative like that she will remember. If you know her better, like it can be like maybe a wallet or little purse. If you need like help or something, like I can help you with the ideas more privately, like if you ask. But in general, don't do something typical. If you really want to catch her attention, just do something a little bit different from just original typical gifts. So this is an advice. And yes, this day nowadays is a big one, and a lot of ladies are expecting some action from their guys. And
that doesn't mean an iPhone 15.
No, yes, up to now. Yes, and like I always say to the guys, like, was it there like was it there something that she told you that she want? And when I said that, the guy said, yeah, she mentioned the phone. And I'm like, stop it. Like, I mean, mentioned maybe she want, like, she liked pool, or she liked gym, or she liked this, but it shouldn't be like something extra expensive or super big, or so like it can be within like $100 to $200, for example, like even less. But like it depends again of your relationship. But it should be something like, like this. So she will be like remembering about that for like if it is some certificate. So she will think about that even later. So think about that.
Yeah, actually, Luba's come up with some good ideas for some of our guys that are pretty out there, but very cool. So yeah, okay. So from James, I'm planning to come around. I'm planning to come around June. I'm afraid it'll be too warm for a suit, but I want to look nice. What would you recommend style-wise to stay cool, but still be impressive? Yeah, you don't want to be walking around in a hot suit, sweating. But you can still I like winter because you can dress really stylish in winter. In summer, it's a little bit harder.
Look.
It's in summer you can still. It depends on where you're going as well. Like in June, like how hot is it in June? It's like 30 degrees, right?
No, in June it's still normal.
What's normal? Then Fahrenheit and Celsius.
25.
20. Yeah, okay. So I guess it depends on where you're going to go. But if you're going to go to a restaurant, like always wear pants.
About 75.
Okay, like always wear pants and a shirt. It can be a short sleeve shirt or a long sleeve shirt, and always wear light colors, and you'll still look stylish. And one thing I've noticed in summer, and I actually got caught out on this. We actually went out for dinner, and it was in summer, and I wore too much clothes because in winter we always in New Zealand we kind of wear the same clothes all season round. It's kind of just the way it is, unless you're in the sun. But here it's like super casual in the summer, and kind of like more formal in the winter. Would you say, Luba? Is what I've sort of found. Like in the summer, it's very casual. It's like sexy cash, as we call it. And in the winter, it's much more formal to dress. Do you think?
Kind of. But I think that there should be always some, like if you put the shorts, like it's good if you will, for example, if you go out for dinner, you need to put belt, I know that some guys just put the shorts and then like it's more cute if you put the belt. So, and also we have these shirts that are not t-shirt, but it's like a collar.
Collared, like a polo kind of.
Yeah, like a polo. It can be t-shirt, like it can be a polo t-shirt, or it can be shirt, like nice dressing shirt, but with the short sleeves. So like this is what people dressing. And if you wear it like with the shorts or like light pants from a very, very light fabric, like it also looks very stylish. I believe that it's even more romantic. I don't know, like less to take off.
Oh, all right. And on that note, that's the end of this is just too much. We've done it again.
But what I wanted to say there is that, like James just said that he is first-time commenter. We have a stylist, so we provide this because this question is asked by everybody. Every single guy is worried about that. He thinks what to do, like what to wear, and. We have a stylist, so if you become a member of Heart Rocket, you can you get the consultation lookbook included with your package. So she will talk to you. You can put all your clothes, like for the guys who doesn't know that, I'm not answering just for James. So you can put all the clothes that you're planning to bring to Ukraine around you, and you will have hour and a half talk with the stylist by Zoom. You can put on, you can show her like this, and she will tell you yes, no, what to keep. And she will help you very much to choose right color, right style for you. After the call with her, you will be able to get a lookbook, and this will be like your, how you call it? Like a book, like style book, where you will be so when you will go buy glasses, for example, like sunglasses, because it's also like this accessories make the guy looks like sexy, confident, and like I think it brings a lot of confidence to the guy. So the glasses should be really like it should be a very well picked accessories for your face. So in this lookbook, she put a picture of the glasses, like either it's aviators or like Ray-Bans or something, and you can look like you can know which one to get, and it's so much easier. And the good part is that you can get the service outside of the package in case you want just a stylist. We're ready to share her with you because I think it's very, very important to the guys. So if you want.
Yeah. And one thing I'll say here is, and I joke about this with Luba all the time, is that in summer, everybody is like really colorful, like there's like a lot of light colors, like light blue shirts, like the khaki shorts and the kind of boat shoes or whatever you call them. And in winter, as soon as the winter hits, boom, it's just everybody is in black clothes, black beanies, black jackets, black puffy jackets, black jeans, black shoes. Everybody is wearing black. And then it gets to summer again and it's like bright and sunny. So in winter, you'll probably be wearing black. It's just kind of how you kind of gel in. I wouldn't be wearing, like khaki pants in the winter or white sneakers or anything like that. I don't know why it's the black. Maybe it's because like when it snows, it gets quite dirty, Maybe it's because it sort of hides dirty clothes. I don't know, but it's quite depressing. To say the least. Anyway.
If I send you now link to the Telegram, because like one of the guys say that the Telegram group doesn't work, so you can't find us on Telegram. You can only join by invitation link. So let me send it to Striker one more time, and you put it here in comments, okay?
It's actually in the description of this video.
But the guy, it's in the description.
It works because I tried it. So what it's probably saying it's asking you to download a video, not a video, the app, sorry, to your phone. And if you don't have the app, then it's not going to work.
Do you have an app on your phone, Vladimir?
Yeah, you'll need the app. Okay. Hi guys, what is their humor like? They seem so serious. I love this question because I also kind of thought that they sort of don't have humor at all. Kind of at the start, but really they do. I mean, Luba's Ukrainian, and I make her laugh like probably 30 times a day, I would say. And any other woman that I have been on dates with or anything like that, I can always make them laugh. But the secret is that you can't use kind of like jokes, like kind of like corny, cheesy jokes. And we tried to emphasize that point, Luba and I, when we did a live video about jokes that we were trying to tell each other. When it comes to actual jokes that we might know in the West, like you start telling a joke and it has a punchline. These ones don't work because they just can't get the concept. They can't get the context, I suppose, as well. But if you use situational humor, like you sort of say something, hey, this looks pretty funny or whatever, I don't know, I've never had any problems with it, but I guess it comes down to the guy and how funny he is, I suppose, is probably the best way to say it. But I wouldn't be shy to say things that are kind of funny. But don't act like a clown. Probably the best way to say that. You want her to see your humor as something that's kind of sophisticated, as opposed to something that's goofy and kind of a little bit ridiculous. But if you're unsure if you're funny or not, maybe just don't try and be funny. That's probably the best way to say that. I don't know. I don't know how you tell someone to say funny things, but in terms of sense of humor, for me, this has always been a way. If you could say a few things funny at the start of a date, she'll light up like that, right? And some of them are like, oh, you're having basic conversation. Say something funny, and all of a sudden it changes the entire dynamics of the date, and she'll open up and she'll smile. And yes, it says here they seem so serious. They do seem so serious. And it's, I think if you don't understand that, it can be quite intimidating on a date, and it can kind of throw you off a little bit. But believe me when I tell you, if you can just make her smile or do something where she thinks that, hey, this guy's got a good sense of humor or he's going to be fun to hang out with, honestly, it'll just change the dynamics between the two of you.
Yeah, sense of humor, I always say that it is one of the most important quality from the guys, because if the ladies stay there and like, she's all confused and you don't know what to talk, but you can make it like, just keep her on a positive note, because like laughing, I equal as a relaxed. Like when the person is laughing with you, then it means that he trusts you, then she is relaxed. And this is the best. Yes, some people are very serious, like especially when they walk, because everybody think about their life, about their problems, about all kinds of sort of stuff. But if you talk to the people, like Striker always use this example of coconut and what? Peach?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so the coconut, like Western people are like peach, like they're very soft outside, like they're very easy to start talking, but inside they can be like holding something. When in Ukraine, it's more like we have such a big shell that you need to go through to get into the inside the fruit. So yes.
And to be honest, like humor is the best way to get to sort of crack through that shell. If you can do it, like it's very good. And there's always funny things you can kind of do on a date. Like one thing that I did it once and it worked quite well was that if you're sort of talking and you've already got like pretty much a good rapport and she knows that you're kind of not jokey, but you got a good sense of humor and you don't mind giving a bit of shit, is to talk about some other people that are sitting close to you. So if there's a couple sitting over here, say something like, what do you think that they're talking about there? I think they're talking about how she doesn't like the way he's dressed. She's and get her into the conversation. If she speaks English, if she doesn't speak English, it's very difficult. And sometimes, well, actually, I'd say 90% of the time, 95% of the time, you can have a conversation about two other people about how they met. I think it's their first date. What do you think? And you can kind of bring a bit of humor through that. I don't know. It's always worked for me. I just something maybe you could try it if you think that the conversation is going to start. Talk about other people.
But have a look at our video. It's called Dead Jokes. When really I really like when I'm with Striker, like I always laugh. I don't know what is he doing, but like it's always like the way he tried to say something, and even like sometimes I don't understand that he's making fun of me, and I try to convince him or explain something. Even today,
it's just so easy sometimes.
I'm getting used to that, but like we always like laughing, and it's always good. But with the dead jokes, like when he was telling me, like some Western jokes really doesn't work here. Like I'm honest with you. 11 years, thousands of guys was telling me some jokes, and I was looking at them, even like I understand. It's like I consider myself not dummy, no, maybe a little bit, I'm kidding, but it's very difficult to get, and the same as when I will tell you our joke, you will not get it. So
Luba, I get it, because Luba tries to say, she'll say something along the lines like, we have this old joke here, it's from Soviet Union, and she'll tell the joke, and to me it sounds like she's just telling me a fact, and she'll say, we always talk about how the pigeon flies higher than what the pig wants to fly, and do you get the joke? And I'll say, what do you mean? It's like a joke? Said, yeah, because the pigeon, the pigeon thinks he's better than like the pig, but the pig knows that he's better because he. And I'm like this just sounds like a fact. So that's how, and I imagine that's how it sounds to her when we tell them these ridiculous Western jokes. So
I want to go back. Vladimir is asking a lot of questions. Vladimir, we don't know you. You have such a Russian name. I think it's your nickname. Maybe it's your real one, but. Vladimir, but you asked a question about how Ukrainian women will understand American or English humor. So as I said, like watch the Dead Jokes video, and you asked before about like not expensive restaurant in Odessa. I honestly don't know what you consider expensive. Of course, I can't judge that, but probably I know just a few that are expensive. I will put it this way. So unfortunately, if you've been talking to, if you've been in Ukraine, especially Odessa, with some strange, I will say, agency, and you went to the money back restaurant where the bottle of wine cost 3,000 hryvnias, the steak cost 1,500 hryvnias, I don't know, salad cost 800 hryvnias. So unfortunately, you might think that something is wrong with this city. But we've been out, and the deposit on the table at the disco, it's not a club, but it's kind of club. So the deposit was like 300 hryvnias. That is about $12.
This is recent. This was like last night, or what was it?
Yeah, Friday. So honestly, like $12 deposit on the table that you like watch the show, having a disco, and you can eat for this money. So it was 8 of us, and like not everybody like completed 300 hryvnias bill. So if you're not drinking, especially like if you're drinking, then of course like the drinks always cost more. Like if you order like bottle of wine, or you're drinking like whatever you drink, how you call it, not Jack Daniels, but Captain Morgan or something like that. So of course, like the cocktails may cost more expensive. If you're really not drinking, then the food is not expensive. Like we have like full table, and it was so much food, and it was 300 per person and even less. So
it's like $10.
Yeah. So of course, like if you go on a date and you order like some seafood salad, and like it can be more expensive. But like I just back from the tour in December with the guys. One guy, he really like some specific food, so it was a little bit more expensive. But in general, really, food is not that expensive here. And every time we go out with Striker, and we will do some videos about that, maybe on our other channel, like to show you how much it actually costs. Like, and we never like look at the price or try to find something cheaper, but it's just normal price. If you experience something expensive, then there's something to think about. There's something was wrong.
Yeah, Alec has just said here, like, I've got an
Caesar.
echo.
Oh yeah.
Caesars, which is actually, they've changed the name now, so. I've got an echo. Have you got an echo, Luba?
No.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, maybe I think I turned this up. Hello? Yeah, so Caesars, they've changed their name. Don't know why. They've changed their name, but it's still the same.
Yeah. But again, like we always like the date. I have interesting fact to say what I observed. It's not always, but I've seen it a lot. With the guy with whom I've been working in December, like when like he was very handsome guy with the like very nice representation like for the ladies and very interesting to talk to. Ladies can't eat. Like ladies were literally coming and they can't eat because they like if the lady really like the guy, she's nervous. Like you sit there and you kind of like maybe you will drink, but you can't like sit in front of somebody and eat. Like scammers can do it, no problem. Trust me. She will eat this and that and doggy bag and she will get that and no problem. The lady who is serious, maybe she will order a salad. Especially on the first, like if you really like the person, how can you eat like the salad will fall out of your, like how can you do it? Like there's no way. So if you experience something else, guys, give us a call.
Yeah.
Please, can you tell me, like, whoever joined the Telegram channel, does it work for you? Because I can't really.
Now, do I still have an echo? I can't hear the echo now, so I don't know why it was doing that.
Sergey, can you please put this comment? I send it to your WhatsApp link here, so the guys can try and see if the Telegram channel is working. Can you?
Yeah. Okay, give me 1 second here. I did have a. Do you want to answer that question, Luba, while I do this?
Can I get advice on the current relationship? Sure, guys. We do have. No, I have Striker. Lenny said. No, I have from Ivan. No, I have from Monk. No, I have from Anthony. All good. So can you get an advice on the current relationship? Yes, guys, we get a lot of calls from the guys who actually are in relationship and who are talking to some girls, and it can be in a different matter. Honestly, it can be on the matter of they just talking online, and sometimes we help try to get out of that. They talk like on some letter writing website. Sometimes the guy already been in Ukraine and he in touch with the lady. It's different, like can be different situation, but really, and they have questions. They don't know what to do and they want to understand, are they doing everything right? Is everything like how it should be? Or there's like they suspicious about something, or they see that there's a problem and maybe they should do something different. We are helping when we do our calls. So if you're in a relationship or you would like to ask any question, please give us a call and we're definitely gonna help you as much as we can according to our experience.
Okay, cool. Now, let's see, what's another question?
And I want to read one comment here from a...
You just read something out for a second, I just need to make this thing work properly.
Like sometimes guys say, but how can I joke? Like the girl will not understand. Like it's a bad joke. It's difficult to understand. Here, our friend Galam, he wrote like, I understand the coconut versus peach comparison. Where do I find more of the watermelon types? No, really, it's a good it's a good way to look at that. It's kind of funny, and like if you say something like that, it will really light you up. Like it will make your very relaxed, as I say. This is what you want from the woman. You want her to feel relaxed, trusting, laughing, and enjoying the time with you. Because every date is like qualifying, right? Every date is seeing the value. Everything is like, are you compatible together? So when you doing jokes, don't try to be like extra smart, something like that. No, it's really funny, right? Like watermelon. So just try to be sharp, but not, as strikers say, do not exaggerate things. Don't try to make it like too much.
Like when you're with your friends, like your good friends or your family, and you're talking, and you say something funny, situational, that's just happened on the spot, and they laugh and they think that's funny, it's like that, you know. Like, don't think of any jokes in your head and think, I gotta get into a position where I can drop this joke. So it's a really hard one. Like, but if you're funny with your friends, as long as you're relaxed, because the problem is that you go on a date and you're tense and I don't know what to say, or like, I don't want to say anything stupid. What if I do this or she does? You need to get to a place where you are just kind of relaxed. And quite often that comes from doing not a lot of dating, but you go on many dates and these ladies want to date you back. And all of a sudden it's almost like a power shift. I experienced it firsthand. And I know a lot of guys that have done it as well, that go over there and you're like, you know, what if, you know, I say something dumb, or what if, you know, and previously, like whenever I've like dated women in the past, like when I've traveled, I never ever thought these things, because they were just like spur of the moment dates, like you know. But when you're thinking about it, you've got this like anxiety, and it's like, I need to make sure that when I go on this date, I don't say this, I don't say that, and I need to think about it, you know. But you need to get to a position that to a point where when you go on the date, you just relax. And the thing that actually worked for me was I went on dates with the company that Luba was working, and of course it's very hard to find legitimate ladies to go on dates. So I went on many dates that were with ladies that didn't look anything like the photos. They were so heavily photoshopped that I've told this so many times before. I went on a date with a lady she was like part Asian, and they photoshopped the Asian out of her. Not that I've got anything against Asian-looking women at all. It's just that I was surprised. I saw her walking across the road, and she was very short, and she was quite frumpy, and she was kind of Asian-y looking. I guess she looked like Eskimo. I don't know. And then when she came over, I was surprised it was her. We sat down, and I was instantly like, I don't even give a shit. Like, I'm not even going to impress her or anything like that. And I even told her that she looked nothing like the photo. And she thought she did. And I was like, well, you don't. Well, here's the photo. Have a look. Now, if I thought that she was beautiful and I was intimidated by her, I wouldn't have been like that. And I went on date after date after date like this, because not Luba, can't blame Luba for this. We didn't know each other back then. She was trying to protect me from the scammers, so she was giving me the real girls. I became so relaxed going on a date, because I knew that it was probably going to be a shitty date. And so there was a power shift that happened, and it came over to me. Whereas previously, I was like, what am I going to say? I'm so worried. I'm nervous. This is so intimidating. And that's why I say to a lot of guys, I've said it on the channel before, that the way to get over that date anxiety is to date a lot of ladies, because what you'll find, like if the lady was interested in you and that you were interesting to her, she will be wanting to go on another date, and chances are you'll be turning her down. And if there's one thing that helps your confidence more than any course or anything like that you can do, any amount of meditation or yoga or anything like that, is going on a date with a beautiful woman that back in your own country wouldn't give you the time of the day, and you're the one thinking, you know what? No, I want to pursue this other lady here. So if you're worried about that, just trust me. I know a lot of guys it's happened to. It will build your confidence up.
And also, it's the easiest way to pick up, you know. It's even though but a lot of guys asking, like, can I come to Ukraine and can I meet like the girl at the bar, or can I meet the girl somewhere? Like, it's the best. Like, if you come to the girl and say, oh, you are so beautiful, like, and she will say, okay, thank you, I know, or some, I mean, and it will sound terrible, like you will think, oh, what a bitch, but like, what else can she say, like, you know, right? Like, of course, like she dressed up for the night, and so I mean, she probably knows that it's nice to hear. I understand, I'm not trying to say like it's bad, but it's just very obvious. But if you will make a joke, what?
No, go. I'm just going to tell my interpretation of how to compliment a lady, and you'll agree. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I know what you want to say, I think. But anyway, yeah. So you just do that. So yeah, go ahead. I lost my.
I was just going to say, like, if you're gonna compliment the lady that you've come on a date with, whether it's through an agency or whether it's at the bar or whatever, like some other way that you've met her, don't compliment her on how beautiful she looks. Okay, if she's beautiful, she's heard about it all before, and you're just another guy that's just telling her she's beautiful. If you're going to compliment her, talk to her first. Don't compliment her as soon as you sit down and say, oh, wow, man, you've got like the most beautiful eyes, or, you know, whatever. Just talk to her first. See what she's interested in. I always say there's this acronym, which is FORD, which is family, occupation, recreation, and then dreams. Get that conversation going, and then compliment her on what she's achieved in life. So if she's, I don't know, a surgeon or if she's a dentist, say, and she's achieved something, compliment her on that. Compliment her on the fact that she has learned English like so well, something that she's actually proud of, that she's actually had to achieve, not something that she was born with and that everybody has always told her that she looks beautiful, that she's got good genetics. She already knows it. Look a little bit deeper and she'll appreciate that that compliment a lot more.
Or you look a little bit outside. Because girls, like, honestly, like, to say that she's beautiful, she will, like, it's not that she will not appreciate that compliment. She will just feel a little bit more, like, she will feel shy. She will not know how to react. But if you can, like, start a conversation by saying something about your outfit, or like saying, oh, what is on your t-shirt? Like, what does it say? Like, something like that, she will be like, it was actually a Soviet Union movie when the guy was reading all the words like backwards or something. I don't remember exactly, and the girl was like, no, it doesn't say like that. And she was like looking at her boobs or something, like, so like pay attention at your earrings, at your dress, about your shoes, like, oh, and like try to catch that. And Striker say, don't talk about your like nature, because she can feel very confused and would not know how to react. But say something funny about, like, if she has some logo on her shirt or her hat or something. So this always helps. I want to quickly just shortly say about this girl that you said, Asian. They removed the Asian from her face. We've seen with Striker so many different pictures. Like, it's and with Striker, like, when he commented that, I'm just dying from love. But one of the girls, it was the best. So they removed her nose. Like, they literally blew her. Like, they was like doing it smooth. And so they forgot that the nose should be here, not like somewhere else. So yes, there's different situations. So just guys should watch out for that. But I think that our subscribers are very much aware of how the lady, how the pictures looks like.
Okay.
So,
I've lost where we are. There's so many.
So there's a question from Rob. If I take my Ukrainian girlfriend back to the West and marry her, what are the chances that I'll be fleeced in a divorce once she released her sexual market value and has her residency? I want Striker to answer this question.
What was the question? Let me put it up here. Who's it by?
Rob Macer or Maker. Macer.
Is it a new question?
It's after Vladimir, after Henry HB concept.
Is it a new one?
No, it was at 9:30 p.m.
Or 8. Okay. I can only go to 8:30. It's not even 9:30 yet. How could he post a comment in the future?
I know. Just go. Yes, 8:30. While you look for that, I want to quickly...
Found it. If I take my Ukrainian girlfriend back to the West and marry her, what are the chances I'll be fleeced in a divorce once she realizes her SMV and has residency? Okay, so I think here, Rob, you understand that actually I left a comment, quite a useful comment on one other video recently, like yesterday or something. Her sexual marketplace value is going to change depending on where the marketplace is, right? So when you go to the States, when she goes to the States, it's going to change, right? Now, in order for her to, I guess, stay with you or to be happy, you have to be the best option for her, right? People seem to think that women inherently want to divorce men. They don't, okay? They want a man that's got resources that can provide security for the long term. So in that sense, they want to be with a man that has drive, has ambition, okay? Not necessarily that has a big pile of cash right now with a gold watch at the restaurant. So when you say she realizes her SMV, you who's been through this process and understands it, because you understand it, a lot of men don't understand it. And those are usually the men that are going to bring her to a country. They've dated well out of their league, which is nothing wrong with that. They get to that country, and we've seen this quite a lot, and I'd say a lot, but quite often with guys that take a woman back, then all of a sudden they get fat, I'm going to say it, they get lazy, they stop being attentive, they basically stop courting the wife because she's married and the job is done and the documents are sealed, which is wrong. So in order for her to I guess not, I don't know, monkey branch, whatever you want to call it out. She has to see you as the best possible option for her. Okay. And now if you introduce her into a bunch of cackling divorcees, well, that's going to be bad news for you. If you become overweight and you're not this active guy that was like courting her and taking her out and surprising her and giving her this amazing adventure of a lifetime, then that's also going to be a problem for you as well. We need to stop pushing the ownership onto her that she's going to go, hey, she's going to stop loving me and she's going to go somewhere else. Okay, that may happen, but you have to ask yourself, what are you going to be doing to prevent that from happening? And the same thing is for her. So don't get me wrong, I'm not turning into a feminist. But she has to do the same thing too, because if she becomes overweight, lazy, if she's a stay-at-home mother and she can't be bothered cooking dinner for you when you finish work, you want something interesting to eat, same thing's going to happen to you. You're going to fall out of love with her and you're going to say, hey, look, you know what? I think it's going to be over. Fortunately, it's, there's a few reasons why guys stay with women, and that's sometimes money. But I'll just finish up here. Is that, you really need to understand it from the start. Like, understand it now, Rob, and you guys watching. Understand it now and understand why people get divorced. It's not like some phenomenon that's happening. It's because for her, she sees more value in being not with you than being with you. So it's up to us as men to be a better version today than we were yesterday. In case it does actually happen anyway, in case we do go through a divorce, you'd like to be in a position where you still yourself has relatively good value in the marketplace. So that's probably what I'll say on that. But if you're going to go in this and think, oh, she's going to fleece me once she's got a residency, it's not that easy to do. And Luba's going to tell you about that in a minute. Aren't you?
About what?
Oh. We don't know each other at all. I thought you were going to tell me about how, like, when you're married and there's like 3 years where they have to do the residency. No? You do the 90 days, and then after like 3 years, she has to stay in the relationship for 3 years, and then there's another residency.
Yeah. And so the guy think that he has 5. Sorry. Not always.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, just, I was just reading here. That's why I was in my thoughts, because I have so many things about that. Like the one say Anthony Thomas say, why not show your credit report like to her?
What?
Like to show your like credit report, like that you has money or something like that. Honestly, like money, not the like. Try to understand that money is important. I'm not saying everything costs money. Go to the restaurant, buy medication, put kids to school, buy clothes, take a car, travel, fly. Everything costs money. We live in such a world that you cannot survive without money. But in a relationship, honestly, if the guy is like super caring, like you have a good, strong, powerful relationship, you will work it out. Money is not that important. Okay, you're not gonna eat like, I don't know, fish tonight. You will eat little piece of chicken breast. It's not that important. Try to understand that relationship, it's not all about money. Like you heard about Ukraine, like some people have such a bad opinion about Ukraine, that it is third world country, everything is so like cheap and the girls will do woohoo for you, like if you take her out for dinner. No, it's not gonna happen. It's a low quality, and Striker call them low hanging fruit or like low growing fruit.
Low hanging fruit, sort of.
It's not happening. Money is important, but it's not the most important. The most important is who you are. Like, how are you? What are you representing? And also, we have a very interesting conversation with Striker today. I want to quickly share is that some ladies like are very powerful and strong, right? Like, and they a little bit has more, especially in Ukraine, when they're not married. And we've been talking about our particular friend, like female friend. In some points, she's very masculine because she's never been married and she like has a very successful company. She bought apartments, she bought like cars, she has everything. So of course, she can't be like a girlish girl and like have all this business. She can't. She needs to be a little bit more masculine. And like she can't find the man because like it seems that when the man talk to her, he think, oh, I probably can't manage this girl. I can't probably handle this girl. But I told Striker that if there would be a guy who would fulfill the other part, okay, if he would be a little bit like, maybe she would be a little bit masculine in the relationship and he would be a little bit feminine. He would help her. Like when she come, like he will he will like take care of the kids, and it's okay. Like if you negotiate that and you not say like, oh, I'm a pussy sitting there with the kids. No, okay, one person has better skills to make money, let her do it. Like it's fine. Like in Ukraine, it's not such a big like deal. But you don't agree with it, I feel. I've seen it many times. I've seen it here, like with my friends, and I see that if you negotiate it, like if you feel, like if you really respect each other, and you see that, like if you know how to paint, and I know how to sell, why would we exchange the roles? Like why would you ask me to paint when I don't know, and you will try to sell when you don't know how to do it?
Yeah, but we're not talking about painting. We're talking about being a provider of resources to a family. And a mother.
Right,
This is what I believe.
your
Okay.
skills are very valuable. Make her understand that without you, she would not survive, even though she would like work.
Yeah, I'm not saying like masculine and feminine roles can't be interchangeable for short periods of time, but I think fundamentally overall, I think that if to have a traditional relationship, the woman has to take on the feminine roles, and she has to respect the masculine roles, and in order for that order to work. So he has to go out and he has to provide the resources. This day and age, it's go out and work. And for her, she needs to be the nurturing, kind, caring mother. Now, that's not to say that for a short period of time, she says, hey, look, I want to become a painter. And he says, okay, go out and do some painting and I'll take care of this part here. So they're interchangeable. But the masculine and feminine roles, in order for the relationship, I believe, to be a traditional relationship, and like we've been evolving this way for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's like all of a sudden like we can change, and it's like, okay, she can be the one that's going to bring home the resource. I don't think that it works. I think that people tell themselves that it can work. They say it can work. We're in a new day and age or whatever, but it's hardwired into our DNA, and I just don't think it can change over the span of a relationship. You can't shift that. And I think that these relationships where like the man is more feminine and the woman is more masculine, like, I don't know, like, I mean, if the guy is willing to be like this weak man who, can bring in some resources and she tells him what to do and they're happy with that, which I guarantee he's not, then, hey, who are we to say that that's not how you should live your life? But I know that most of the guys that are going over to Ukraine are looking for those traditional masculine, feminine roles in a relationship. And I do know that a lot of Ukrainian women want to pursue that as well. Your friend, I believe, is an exception to the rule, meaning that there is a rule that's the common rule, and there's something that's exceptional.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm only for traditional way of relationship. I think that the lady can do stuff. Like, she can paint, she can do whatever. I 1000% agree that the guy should be provider, and it's not that he's making money and she's spending. I'm not saying that. I very much support the traditional part that the man is like main and the lady is like. They said that the man is head. Like here, I don't know if the same on the West. They said that the man is the head and the lady is the neck. So kind of like both of them are very important, and the lady supporting, the lady is there, and they always say that behind the all successful man there was a very wise woman, and I completely agree with that. I like that role, I like that position, like for the ladies, and of course all the guys are looking for that. Like I understand, and yes, our friend is an exception, but I still just sometimes we don't know like all the guys, right, like who are like watching us right now, but I think that if there is a guy who is a bit weaker, and it's fine. I know that on the West it's just like, maybe I'm wrong talking about this here, because I'm more talking about maybe local relationship with the local guys, because in US I know that there's enough masculine ladies that guys try to get rid of. Right?
Yeah. I just had a thought then, and I thought, don't forget what I'm gonna say. Oh, yeah, the I don't know, the saying that says behind every strong man or successful man, I think, there is a strong lady. I think in this day and age in the West, I think that's almost kind of laughable, like in most situations. I think you rewind like 50, 60 years, I think that's probably where that saying probably came from, was that he went and he worked hard and he did a 12-hour shift at, I don't know, the Ford factory or whatever, and he came home and the food was made and he was fed and everything was done, the kids were taken care of. Now I don't think in the Western world that I don't know, premise actually exists, because I think that now there's this expectation that the man should do something, you know, and it seems to be like that the, you know, that the man in the West, he needs to, and I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine today, and he was sort of going through a breakup, and I said, you know, in the West, it's like the man needs to step up and needs to take care of the kids of this other woman, and she had 4 kids to other men. He needs to stand up and he needs to step up and he needs to be the man and, you know, be, I don't know, the stepfather or whatever, be man up. But when they talk to the females, it's like, oh, you can stand on your own 2 feet. You don't need a man. Instead of saying something along the lines, well, you know, if you want to have a good man in your life, you need to make sure that he's happy the same way that he's providing for you and for your family. So I think in Ukraine, though, if you like, that doesn't sort of, that doesn't really exist, because they understand that if they don't have that man there that's going to protect and provide resources, not money, but well, actually not even resources, just what resources can bring to that relationship, that they need to keep the man happy, basically. And as long as the man can do that and keep her happy, I think that we're looking at a traditional relationship for the most part. Can't guarantee it.
And you know, I was just thinking so that a lot of ladies, like, they really like the terrible Hugh, Ivan. He said, I agree with Luba about successful Ukrainian women. I've met a few of them, and they told me that they were looking for a Western man because most Ukrainian men don't want to share power in a relationship. And you know, like for example, this lady, this friend, that we're talking about, kind of, yes, of course, she would like to find men who would just take her, grab her, and say, "You girl, go with me." You know, and trust me, every single lady, she's looking for that. She's looking for that man who will just. And I always say to my clients and to our guys, I say that, like, the lady need this secure. And I understand that sometimes when you get out of this, like in a new place, you think, where should I go, right or left? Like, which side should I go? And I understand that the guys can be as confused as a woman, but you need to show that you know what to do. You need to show that you really you just go, okay, we go there. You know, like, she need to know that you're a provider and you know which way to go. Even this way was mistaken, or maybe like you will get lost. You will say, you know what? Let's try another one. But like the lady's waiting for this, for that decision from you. And of course, like, if our friend would find somebody stronger, and probably it would be a Western man because it would be just different dynamic, of course it would be much better.
Hey, this is a good question here, actually. Oh, did I answer that one? Steve says, between all the advice from the 3% Man, Heart Rocket videos, etc., how the heck can I just be myself? My head is ready to explode. This is actually a good question, actually, and it kind of falls a little bit in line with the conversation that I had with a friend of mine today on the phone who's going through this breakup. So it's not about trying to be something else or someone else, right? It's not about looking at someone, let's say James Bond, and going, I want to be James Bond because he gets all the ladies, you know, or my friend, he gets all the ladies, I need to be him. It's about making a better version of yourself, right? And if you've gone your whole life and you've had no success with women, or you haven't been able to figure out why a woman breaks up with you, or you went through 2 divorces and you got cleaned up, like, it's about going, okay, now what? Like, something is going wrong here. Something is wrong with my life. Either I'm making bad decisions, or I just have the worst luck ever. So with these books that we recommend, so I'll tell you a real quick short story. So when I went back to Ukraine I think it was the second or third time, to see the girl that I'd been communicating with, that I was in a relationship with, that I would consider at the time. And then we broke up after 2 or 3 weeks. Then I went to another agency in Kiev, and I met a lady there, and I stayed in Ukraine for about 3 months, and I was dating her for most of the time. After we split up, the reason that we split up is because I found something out about her, that basically that she was taking money from a dude, from an old guy who had a wife and kids from overseas. And that didn't align with my values, so I said, hey, look, that's the end of that. So when I went back home to New Zealand, I thought, look, you know what, there's more to this, you know? And I picked that she was doing that just from what I had learned along the way. And I was the one that suggested it to her that she was doing that. So there was that, and I thought, I need to figure out how good relationships work. I want to understand it like from a psychological point of view. I didn't realize it was going to be like a evolutionary point of view. But so I Googled a few things, and it led me along this path to where I am now. And I ended up reading Rational Male, a bunch of other books that I recommend to you guys as well. So it wasn't about me trying to be something else, like something like I need to be this guy that understands this. All I was trying to do was I was just trying to understand a few things, just a few things, like understand why do women do this? Like, why did the girl that I was dating in Kiev back right off when I told her that I liked her, even though that agency told me that I should say that, and I knew that it was the wrong thing. And then after I backed off and said, hey, look, I'm not interested, she came running to me. You know, why did these things happen? So I tried to understand those things, and it just sort of led down this path. And like, it's, I don't know, that was in 2018, and I've constantly been reading books and trying to understand things, not because I'm trying to become this, but because I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to become a better version today than I was yesterday. So the answer to your question, sorry, I don't mean to go on for so long about that, but the answer to your question is that you should be a better version today than you were yesterday. And if you're thinking, well, I'm perfect now, then don't read the book, don't do anything, because you're perfect now, right? But if you're here, or you're going to Ukraine, and we all know, like everybody knows there's something that you can improve on, and it can be anything. Like I said to my friend today, you need to improve on a certain bunch of things, and maybe in 6 months' time, you'll be like close to the person that you want to be, right? Let's say tomorrow you're going to trim your toenails, and that's all it is, and the day after that, you're going to order a book on Amazon. The day after that, you're going to clean your car. It's just these small little increments that's going to bring you towards that person that you want to be. I'm not saying that you need to be the person that's described here. This is just information that you can take and shape who you are at the moment, right? So it's not saying you have to be James Bond, you have to wear a suit, you have to drink martinis or whatever, or anything like that. You are still yourself, but you're the better version of yourself, a version of yourself where you understand psychology when it comes to the relationship, intersexual dynamics between you and a woman, but also between you and a Ukrainian woman, and try and understand, because if you understand the game, right, I hate to use that word, the game, but if you understand how it is, not just between a man and a woman in general, in the West it's a little bit different, but in between you and a woman in Ukraine with the cultural differences in the language, if you understand the game, okay, you have the advantage. And that's what it's about. It's about understanding it, not walking out there and saying, hey, look, I know you're shit testing me, I know you're doing this. No, you don't tell the game. You understand it and you use it to your advantage. That's all it is. Sorry, I went on again a bit too much again, sorry.
No, I know that you're very passionate about that, and I super much agree about the different things that you can do. And if you think that you're perfect, then it's good. It's good that you are confident and you can do it. But really, like little things, little improvements are very important every single day, because we change, and it's. We're not talking about some major, we're not talking about something like, and if you can't joke, don't joke, be yourself, of course. And we always, with Striker, we always say, do not ever lie about like your income, do not exaggerate things, do not try to be somebody that you are not. And if you can't, as I say, like if you can't joke, don't joke. If you can't, I don't know, do something, but if you can open the door for her, take off your coat, pull your chair, bring her, like put a napkin on your table just before she even asked for that. So that is like little things that will also make you a better person, a better man. And probably you was never doing that in US. I don't know who you are, and of course, it's very like subjective things to say, but I see that. Like, we're not saying like if you don't want to do this, like, because 3% Man is kind of like a book that it's not all like I read all of these books, and it's not always that you can apply it to Ukraine, like especially on a long distance relationship. It's more like local to local, I would say. Sergey, you agree?
Yeah.
So like do not try to get everything like by step by step, and so just
I'll just say there too also, like if you're out on a date and you're doing these things, like you see that she's like coughing and you get her some water, or you see that she's got something on her hands and you get some tissue and you give it to her, and do not look for any approval, don't do it for some sort of self-gratification that she's going to look at you and go, wow, I can't believe you saw it. Just do it and not give a shit about it, okay? Just do it, because what that shows is that you are competent. You saw something out of the corner of your eye, you took care of it, you don't give a shit that whether she saw it or not, and then you just go back. It's nothing, right? It's nothing. If you start doing things like, oh, let me just, everything, then it seems needy and it seems like you're looking for something.
And it's never asked. Never ask this, like if she's cooking, she's dying, and it's like, would you like some water? Please don't do it. Just stand up.
Would you like me to call the ambulance?
Yeah, like, are you dying there yet?
but really, like what she's looking for, like quite often we talk about, well, people talk about like confident. You need to be a confident, strong man, right? She's not looking for that. She's looking for a man that that is self-reliant, that can take care of shit. Like you could be getting her a drink of water while calling the waiter. Like it's like you got shit sorted, right? It's not like you don't understand what's going on, and you're not showing, and you're not like putting it out there where it's like, hey, I've just done this for you, and I'm going to. You're just doing it because that's who you are. You're self-reliant. You can get anything sorted. That's what she's looking for. And this here, I believe, like Luba says, humor is like the thing that's going to attract you to the most. I don't believe it is. I don't mean to undermine you, Luba, but I think it's the self-reliant, which brings confidence in the long term that you're going to get shit sorted. That's just my thought, but I'm probably wrong for once.
It's an insult. I'm joking, but I really like the comment from GBF. Like, it's really like, it's so, like, this is also like, this is another joke. You say, if she's coughing, I'm putting on a mask.
And then just put one on and just say, pull one out and say, you want? No? Or like you put one on, and you put one on her, like, when the masks fall down in the plane, you always got to put your mask on first before you attend to other people that are about to.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's some good questions in here, guys. I'm really stoked that you guys are. We haven't even answered any of ours, have we?
Yeah, no, we didn't. But I want to quickly, before I forgot, there was a guy who was asking about Portuguese. And also a very important question that, like, we didn't put, I actually put it here. Many guys were asking and we didn't put them in our list. So as answering about Portuguese, if you're in Europe, Ukraine has no, like, if the lady has a biometrical passport, then she can travel to Europe with no visa. So if the guys are from Europe, it's of course much easier for them to visit you, and you can fly faster. We have guys from Norway, like a couple of them, and so of course for them it's easier to travel faster. And like before I was working before Hard Rocket, I don't know, it was a lot of guys from Slovenia and Norway. They was coming just for the weekend. Like if they have Monday off, for example, they was coming Friday. But anyway, nowadays Europe is kind of closed. And I want to say here, very important information about traveling. I was going to put it in Telegram and I probably will do it again. So what want to quickly say, if you're planning to come to Ukraine at the moment, I highly recommend you to fly with Turkish Airlines and fly via Istanbul. So the reason for that is that, like, recently we have a guy who was flying through Istanbul, but then he was going to Lufthansa, to Frankfurt, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else. So, like, try to avoid European cities at the moment. Try to avoid Frankfurt, Vienna. Yes, before it was perfect. Everybody was flying to Vienna, and then from Vienna to Odessa or Kiev. It was very easy. At the moment, I would not recommend, and I will tell you quickly why. So they require some health document. And it's not that important. It's not like, it's nothing, like it's not about test or anything. So the guy, when he was flying out in Odessa airport, they didn't give him the boarding passes for all his flights. He only got to Istanbul, and then 3 hours he was just staying there because it was at night. It was a night flight, and Lufthansa office was not open yet to give him this like little document and he was literally in the middle of the border, like from Istanbul to, like, he can't do anything. It was night and he doesn't know what to do. So he literally, like, he would miss his flight. So if you can fly, like, there's very good connections. Like if you are we have a guy, he's coming from LA now. So LA, Istanbul, Odessa. Incredible. They have New York, Istanbul, Odessa, Kiev, whatever. So try to do that. This is very convenient, and try to avoid big amount of airlines. Just try to use as less as possible, 1 or 2 maximum. And another question that there was, and Striker will reply to that as well. We start getting a lot of requests from the guys about, can I retire in Ukraine? Can I move to Ukraine? And will it be better if I leave will the lady be interested in me if I move to Ukraine, or the ladies just want to move to the West? Can you find this question, Striker, somewhere or no?
Sorry, say that again.
He was not listening. Okay.
I was just on Facebook. No, I'm just typing in the next question.
No, there is a question that the guys who are planning to move to Ukraine, they say, will the ladies be interested in them, or they just want to move to the West, to America, for example? It's a very good question, and we kind of get it quite a lot, right? Like the guys say, what if I move? Will she be interested? I'm telling you that the ladies, and especially there was the guy who asked, it was he's like looking for the lady in her 50, 56. Ladies are looking for the good man, honestly. Like, I know that it sounds a little bit simple, but that is true. And the ladies, to be honest, they are not like crazy looking to move to US. Like, we don't have this how to say, obsessed, with, oh, America, just America, American dream. No. Sometimes for the ladies, it would be so much easier and better if you can move here, because she has her children here, she has her grandchildren here, she has like so many like things that rooted her, and you probably too, or maybe you don't, but she will actually be happy to move. If you move to Ukraine, she would feel very confident, and you will just, like, I know a lot of guys who move here and they actually happily married. I have a couple that he was from Australia. She moved there, but it was very, very difficult. They're also like older people. It was very difficult for her to get used to. He's retired, so he don't really care. He wanted her to be happy, because when she's happy, she makes him happy. So they get back to Odessa. Like, they have a big apartment. Like, she has a big apartment here. They don't have to buy anything, and so they live a super happily life. So if you're planning to move to Ukraine and you don't want to take her in the West, like, trust me, it is not an issue at all.
There's with a lot of these channels, these agencies, they like to say certain statistics, and we sort of guessed it as well. Like, at one of early videos with Luba, with one of my early videos with Luba, because she was properly on the channel, was what's the percentage of Ukrainian women that want to leave Ukraine and go to the United States? And the estimate was like 15 or 20%, whatever. Now, I have a theory on this, right? And the theory is that not that many ladies have entertained the notion that she could ever get to the United States, because it's actually pretty difficult. It's not like someone from, UK traveling to another country, right? So there's a big process that they have to go through to make sure they're not going to go there and overstay and all that sort of stuff. But I stand firm to this. If a woman meets a man, and that man, let's just say he's from Turkey, right? And she falls madly in love with him, and she sees that he will take care of her, and that he is going to be a good father if they're going to have kids, and he's going to be the one that's going to provide and protect for her. She will go almost anywhere with him, almost, because she sees that as long as it's bettering her life, as long as there's something in it for her, because she's not going to go somewhere and her life is shittier, right? She's just not going to happen. No matter how much she thinks this man is attractive or whatever, she's not going to do it, because was I talking? I can't remember if I was talking to Luba about this or my friend about this. It's that the whole concept between hypergamy is that the race has to survive. Okay, so a woman's nature is to marry into, a strong, dominant man who's going to have resources to take care of her and the children and the offspring that they have. If she doesn't, then the human race is going downhill. So it always has to be getting stronger. The same with the virus, the same with, frogs, whatever it is. It's always going to be getting stronger. So it's in her nature to always want to do better. So, for example, if you asked a woman now who'd never thought about moving to New Zealand, say, and she said, I would never go there, it's too far away, and then she meets a man from New Zealand who has got his shit together, he's retired, he's young, he's got lots of money, he lives on the beach, big house, whatever. I guarantee you that she would entertain that notion, no matter how patriotic that she was when it came to Ukraine and her family and all that sort of stuff. If it was a reasonable relationship with a man that had a large amount of success, hypergamy will always be present, she will go with him. I guarantee it. She will go with him. Her parents will push her to go because you'll have children that will go to a good school or whatever, so that the human race will survive. The gene pool will get stronger. Sorry, I probably went on a bit too much then. This is going to be a long video. I'm sorry.
Again.
Are you still talking? I'm sorry.
No, again, long video. You're very, very right. And every situation is just different, honestly. And like, I wanted to point here that if you're dating a Ukrainian lady or you marry her, you have to understand that, like somebody said here, that keep in mind that family ties in Ukraine are much stronger than in the US. I've seen very good families in US. I don't know, like I've been there many times, visited my clients and seen like how they close with their like siblings or whatever. So I can't say that, it's not strong, but that the lady will want to visit her family at least, like try to at least once a year. That is true. That is really true.
Can I just say here, I've also thought about this before, is that in the West, New Zealand, Australia, UK, whatever, there's a government that's going to take care of old people, right? And so this is what I believe. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that there's this government that's like, you can just kind of like, just take care of like, the old folk. Here, there's a reliance on the young people. And you find this in a lot of developing countries, like Southeast Asia, where as the parents get older, the kids, as they grow, they take care of them, And I think that this is great, to be honest. But in a lot of other countries, it's like, we can just chuck them in an old folks' home or something like that. We can just pay some money and they'll just take care of them. This doesn't exist. These government programs or anything like that doesn't exist. So the young people have to take care of their parents. I mean, can you imagine it? Can you imagine if your parents were getting old and they're sick and there was no system to take care of them? Of course you have to take care of them. Of course you have to have them move into your house or you move into their house or whatever and take care of them. So I don't think once again, it's like big daddy government that takes care of other people's problems, I suppose, and that's why families aren't close. Husband and wife aren't close, kids and fathers aren't close, parents and old parents aren't close. So I think that, some of those government subsidies and systems, I think, kind of, don't favour too well in terms of keeping people close. Anyway,
that is very true because I always talk about that with my clients, and I hear that the guys say, like my mom will go to the retirement home, like, or home care or something. We don't have it. Like, we really don't have it, like such a bad time. And here, even like there's some place, like if you put your parent like in this house, it's like a sin, it's like it's so bad if you betrayed them. That I honestly, like, I dream about like opening one. I dream about having the center where, like, because like I will shortly say, and it sounds like a scam, but my grandmother, she was sick.
Here we go.
Yeah, but my grandmother, like I was 15, and my grandmother was paralyzed like for 3.5 years, and my mom, like, she was not remembering anybody. She was not talking. She was like barely walk. And my mom, like, yes, it was like here in Ukraine, it's like what she has to do. But she was sacrificing 3.5 years of her life, just like helping her mom, even though like it was not that professional of a help. There was nothing like we can do. Like, grandma was just leaving because she need to leave. But like, if there would be place that like she can and they would take good care. Like when I listen from the guys about like American system, I think, wow, really, like I don't want like my kids to just like, like I just like let somebody take care of me and them having their life and enjoy it and be free and do their stuff. So yes, this is the tough question, but Striker is very right. In Ukraine, we don't have other people to rely on. So either it should be financial support or visiting or like doing something, but that is true.
And also, like it's once that cycle starts as well, because let's just say, I don't know, for example, no, actually I can't say that because that wouldn't work. But if like, I don't know, you put your parents into an old folks home, nursing home, and then you have kids growing up and they see that, they assume that that's normal, right? So in the West, putting like, if you're a young child and your grandparents are in an old folks home and you go and see them, growing up, you don't think about it, but growing up, that like, when your parents get to the age of, I don't know, 70, you stick them off in there as well. So, and I think it only happened like that cycle starts and it never ends. So maybe in the future, that cycle might start. I don't know. I think it's a long way away when it comes to Ukraine. There's just, I mean, people are crammed into these old commie block style apartments, that they were given after or before or during the Soviet Union. So I think that it's going to be a while before old folks' homes
I want to say that we have the best guys here. Like really, like out of blue, they can make jokes and like it's cool. Like I still believe Striker is right. Maybe like sense of humor, it's not like on pedestal of the first place, but that is so important. The guy's saying, like he make like one girl laugh. He said, "My Russian needs some work, but my silence is perfect." I think it's brilliant. I like this joke.
I like it.
There was a
I'm
question.
using this thing here. I've got a mouse here.
I
Okay,
want to
so
say there was a question that is important, I think, to say about our future tour that we have. We have a tour in April, in March and April. But a few days ago, we got a call from a guy, and he wanted to do it at the end of March. So we have one spot on 19th of March to go with me on a tour, on a rocket match tour. So if any of you guys are thinking about coming in March, like sometime soon, I can take one guy on 19th of March till 30th of March. So if you're the one, just give us a call or message us and we will be happy. Yes, Striker?
yeah. John, actually, I used to have a neighbor called John Wilson. Good to see you again. Hey, this one here, can I live on £200 a week? This is a very common question that I get asked. Is like, what does it cost to live there? Like, how much are you spending like a week? What's your rent? Like, what do you spend on food? Like, what do you know, what's power? What does it cost to heat the apartment? Things like that. $200 a week, you can scrape by. I wouldn't say scrape, but you can live on $200.
It's a pound, so I think it's a pound, so I think it's a bit more. It's like $250.
Yeah, I think it is. So yes, you can. On the new channel, we're not going to put it on this one because it waters down the dating. Actually, join the Telegram group. You'll get updates for the new channel. I'm going to basically break down exactly what it costs for me to live here for a month and for 3 months. And I'm going to document the whole thing so you can see exactly how I live. Now, I don't live exorbitantly, you know, like there's something that's about when I came to Ukraine, things, I live like a good life, but I don't live an exorbitant life. I don't live in the penthouse that overlooks the Black Sea with gold furniture or anything like that. So I live a life that a lot of guys would probably live while they're here. It allows you to save money. It allows you to, you know, have a lot of freedom as opposed to living in some of the Western countries. So go to the Telegram group, and we'll definitely post that. Now, in terms of...
Sorry? Like we have a video like how when we went to the market, we went on the market and we...
yeah, I wouldn't do the market.
Huh?
Yeah.
But it was like $15. It was $15 like a week. Like it was like you can see. Okay, it was of course probably maybe not enough for the week, but you can check this video and see what we got for $15. So you can approximately have an idea.
Like you literally, like if you live sort of a little bit out, you can probably get an apartment for around about $300 to $350 per month. Yes, you could. What?
No, it will be. I would not recommend to live there.
Yeah, I'm just saying if they want to do it, like if they're going to the market, they're going to be living cheap. When you go to the market, you'll buy like a piece of meat, and when you're eating it, like you'll think you've broken a tooth, and you'll pull out this piece of bone, and it's like, is that a tooth? It's like, no, it's not a tooth. It's just that the person that cut that piece of meat off the side of the cow used a wood chopping axe, and it broke the bone. So that's what going to the market is like. But if you don't want to go to the market, you can live like a normal human being and not like an animal. So, but the market is fun to go to anyway. But no, you could rent an apartment, one small, maybe 35 square meter apartment, somewhere that's out and about. I follow a lot of these apartments just to sort of see, and that would be maybe 350. Your power and thing or whatever could probably maybe cost you another 150 in the winter. Your food probably like 200 if you really wanted to eat market livers. And like,
don't exaggerate things. You can.
I'm not. Oh, this sounds like a challenge. If I can, I'll find an apartment for $350 a month and I'll go and live there and I'll eat just at the market. And then we'll see. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But if you're wrong, this is on the internet. It's going to be here forever.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to dispute about that, but you know what I think. Okay. So yes, I mean, of course it's possible, and we just not like, I don't encourage that, because like I think it's very important. Like one of the most important thing, you have to live in a safe place, and you have to live in a nice neighborhood. And like for example, where Striker live, it's convenient right there that everything is around. Like there's university close. I mean, it's a good people around, so you don't want to like be like there's a light
Yeah.
working, because the community is taking care of everything. So of course, I mean, prices in Ukraine can be very cheap, but there's a lot of different like apartments. But I just like, it's not that I want to spend more money. I just want people to understand that you need to, especially in a different country, you need to live in a good place, and like place where you live and food that you eat is like your first resources. Like this is the most important.
GBF, he says that would 3K be enough to live a decent lifestyle in Ukraine? Yes, per month, yes, very much so. Like you'd be living an extremely good lifestyle. One a series of videos that we were going to put on this new channel was like, what kind of a lifestyle could you live if you were spending $25,000 per year? So if your income was $25,000 per year, how would you live? What would your apartment look like? What type of food could you eat? How many times could you go out? So it was like a series. And if you're earning $50,000 per month, because I know that, and like Luba says, like if you want to come over here and live on $900 a month, like it's just like it just, for me, like somebody moving from the States, you're leaving that behind. I'm not saying renounce your citizenship. That's entirely up to you if you want to do that. But going somewhere else where you're spending a fraction of maybe a quarter, maybe a third maximum, but probably more like a quarter when it comes to property prices, and living this amazing lifestyle. Like you can get an apartment that's, I don't know, that's maybe 70 square meters. I don't know what that is in feet, that overlooks the sea. You walk down, 5 minutes later, you're at white sand beaches. There's cool places to go. You can take a flight to Prague for the weekend for like 95 euros. So it's all about like living that lifestyle, because if you're going to come here and like, I've only got $900 per month to live, I don't know if you're going to really enjoy it, because the reason that you're coming here is to, I guess, take advantage of some of those low cost things. And that's, for me, that was appealing anyway. It was to leave behind the expensiveness of living in New Zealand, all the, the fees, the insurances, everything that you owned, and to come to a place where you didn't care about anything and you could spend your time sitting at the beach reading a book, without having to worry about all the other stuff that comes with life. So depends on what you're looking for. I also think that Ukraine, if you're looking to start a business, not necessarily in Ukraine at this point here, I wouldn't recommend to go and do that, because it's such low money. But if you're starting a business and you were taking money from other Western countries, I think Ukraine is one of the best places to do it. You've got relatively fast internet, very low cost of entry for many things, and hiring people here is very cheap as well. So if you are looking to bootstrap, I would recommend Ukraine. How much do I need to make an impress? Okay, I'm going to have to answer this. Should I answer it? Yeah. How much money do I need to impress a Ukrainian woman to bring to USA? 50K or 100K? Now, Captain Cisco, you've been following this channel for a while now. So when you say impress a Ukrainian woman, okay, I don't like this. I don't like you saying that you need to impress the Ukrainian woman. Okay, so I think the question that you're asking is, how much money should you earn for her to take you seriously, that you can take care of her? Would that be right in saying that? How much money do you need to make impress? What do you think, Luba?
We just discussed that with you. Like it depends, because the person who is making $50,000 or $100,000 in Ukraine means that he is actually making that money.
He's a baller.
Huh?
He's a baller.
Yeah, and so it means that this person can live. Like somebody asked, like I guess $20,000 minimum to relocate. Like honestly, you can live great life by about $25,000 a year, $25,000 to $30,000 a year. You can live like perfect life. So yes, if you make 100K a year and you spend 30, so you have 70 in savings. In US, if you make 100, it means that you pay 40% tax, so you officially has 60. And so like your expenses. So I don't know how much. Can you see me?
Yes.
Hello? So I don't know how much money actually you can, you can save from that. So there is no word like that to impress the woman. Not like she needs to understand that she can rely on you. And the guy who was asking about $900 per month, honestly, like, are you planning to date? Are you planning to stay with the woman? Like, what are your plans? I mean, of course, like if you're a student, and also depends on your age, and it depends on your lifestyle. So that is just
That's true. What Luba just said then, it's you have to take into consideration, like if you have a girlfriend, if she's reliant on you, or if she's self-reliant, does she have a good job, or is she taking care of kids that you plan to have? Is she a housewife? Okay, so all of these things are going to play into how much money you're going to need. So everybody is going to be different on that. So it's not like you can say, like, we can easily say, like, if you're single and you live a relatively nice lifestyle, you're probably going to spend around about $1,500 to $2,000. You know, that's for like a nice, comfortable lifestyle where you're not going, oh shit, I've run out of money this week, I need to eat cabbage.
Can I say just quickly? Sorry, but it also depends. Like, for example, if you come here and you're the lady and she has a child, and the child has a school, and then after class, like, it's all become kind of like your responsibility. Yes, if she's working, if she's doing stuff, it's very good, but you need to think about that as well. So if you live there by yourself, even 1,000 would be enough. I mean, honestly, you rent an apartment, like, even like, okay, 350, but like you can still do it with the, like, if you date a lady, it's more. If she has a child, it's more. So all on you. An apartment should be bigger, an apartment should be closer to the school. So I mean, there's many things, but everything I think is negotiable, and definitely, like, 1,000%, it's much cheaper than US. That's all. But I want to reply it here again. Like, I know that maybe it sounds not super cool. Like, guys, do not expect Ukraine to be like super cheap, and like and dating in Ukraine is cheap. Striker, like, confirm, right? We've been talking about that. It's not that, it's not cheap. Like, if you,
it's not dirt cheap.
Yes.
Right. Like sometimes, like Luba and I, like sometimes we'll go somewhere and we'll eat like borscht out of like a bread bun, which is cheap. But that's because, like, that's, we can do that. If you're taking a woman on a first date, you're going to take her somewhere that's kind of nice, Like, there's all these different things, but it's not dirt cheap. It's not a tenth the price of the United States. So it's around about, to live comfortably, it's around about a third, but very comfortably is a half. If you want to do it super cheap, it's like a quarter if you're going to the markets and things like that. So yeah, like, don't, like, we've heard of guys coming over and staying in like backpacker hostels for like €9 a night and things like that. Like this, I don't know. I don't understand that sort of mentality, because how are you going to take care of a lady, do a visa? She comes over, like, she's trying to make her life better. Like I explained, hypergamy is always going to be there. Her life has to be better, because what other value are you going to give her? Love and tenderness and kindness. If that's the case, you need to read some of these books that we recommend. What was I going to say then? I forgot.
I think that we, like, guys, can you please give us your feedback? Do you like these videos when we answer the questions? I think that we have quite a good dialogue, as much as we can, with our guys. We still have a lot of guys who are watching us live. Thank you so much for staying with us, but we're already doing it for like hour and a half. We didn't get to our...
Can I just say here, if you guys are enjoying this video, like before the video, like we were like, oh, we need to, like, we're going to run out of questions. And there's like, I don't know how many questions are on there, like 15 or something. We're going to run out of questions. And I said, we won't run out of questions, because people will ask questions, and we always just flow with these, and we just, like, it is what it is, When we first started doing these, like, we were so nervous. We're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Like, what are we going to talk about? Like, are people going to listen? And now it's like, it's pretty cool, So we just kind of shoot the shit, I suppose we could call it. But if you guys like this this kind of style, I suppose, like, we don't mind talking for however long. Like the video. It also helps out with YouTube algorithm, and other people can see it as well, and all that sort of stuff. But what did you say, Luba? Sorry.
I think that we have 92 people at the moment. So if you're still with us after an hour and a half, it means that you like the video. Can you please now put the like, and so really like it will help us a lot, and it would be very nice to me. I would like it. And also I'm waiting for you guys on Telegram group. I would like you to join. It's a free community. It's a very useful app. Anyway, you need to get used to Ukrainian stuff. Very convenient. We're posting there some videos, some movies to recommend, some maybe advices. Soon it will be warmer. We will be more out, and we will do more like kind of like vlogging information. So in the description to this video there is a link to the Telegram group. Just press it and join. It's free, and we're not bombarding there with the messages, but I think it's pretty useful. About
actually, one thing I was going to post in the group this week, and I'm sort of thinking, should I do it? Is this right? But what it is, it's actually a contract between the affiliate agency and a bigger agency. And if you guys are letter writing and you're wondering if it's real or not, been following our channel, you know exactly our thoughts on this stuff. But basically it's a contract between a big agency and a smaller agency. I might cross out which big agency it is. And it basically explains like how you need to respond to the guy. If you don't respond to him back in 10 minutes, a fine will be put on you. If the affiliate has to act in a certain way after the first initial mission. Like basically it explains like that this is just a big giant scam, and you need to scam the guy as long as possible. And this is the biggest, largest letter writing site in the world that makes hundreds of millions of dollars with a contract with the smaller agency. So I might post it in there. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see.
I would like to answer one of the questions that we have before. Quickly about our tour. So the question was, do we have dates for our tours? Striker, say, and I will add.
Do we have dates for our tours? Okay, so March, we picked a date with 2 guys, and that date is full. April, I believe, is also full, but we had a client last week who wants to go at the end of March. I forget the date. So we've booked them in for the end. What was it? 19th. 19th. So we have one spot there. So this was just the other day. So we have one spot there, which on a trip that we decided to kind of do with this guy, with this client. And so if anybody is looking to go on that date there, if you're going to be there and you want to do the matchmaking process, the whole full tour, the whole thing all the way through, everything paid for, you have a wing woman with you, you have a great time. Definitely go to our website down below and click on packages and then click on apply. Okay, you have to apply for it. You can't just pay us and then come. We have to make sure that we're a good fit for each other, that we can help you and that you like us. And one thing we also added recently, I think we may have spoken about it on the last video, is that the trippers, these trips, everybody's choosing 10 days. Nobody's choosing 6 days or 8 days. Everybody's, if I'm coming over, I'm coming over. But for another additional 2 days, if you can come over, you come to Odessa, we come and meet you at the airport. We'll take you around Odessa. We'll take you out for a traditional Ukrainian meal. I want to look at your face and I want to know if you actually really do enjoy it or if you're just saying you do. And then we'll take you around. We'll go visit the catacombs under the ground, which is very interesting. Take you around and whatever else you want to go see. It's called military stuff. And we'll get to know you. And I want to get to know you on a level that's not just client, you're our client and we're doing a service. We want to get to know you on a level where we consider ourselves friends. And I think over that day or two, we're going to hang out, we'll do some cool stuff. And I think that lacks when it comes to a lot of these tour places. You go there, you're another number, you get spit out the other end. We don't want it to be like that. We want it to be, we know you, we're all friends. And anything you need, you can rely on us. Plus, you can have a blast too. So the whole thing is that we set the scene for what's going to happen. You don't just fly in and you're like, what do I do now? We're like, go over there, go here. You can just relax. You can just chill out. If it's in summer, go chill out at the beach, have a beer, smoke a cigar, whatever. So that's all sort of part of it as well. But if you do want to come at the end of March, 19th of March. Let us know.
Yeah, and answering the question, answering the question, like, do we have a date? Yes, when we have calls, like we just set it up with the guys. Like I just see that, these guys, it's convenient for him, and like we don't have like official like super date. Like, I mean, 19th of March, we kind of like do have a date, but before, like we negotiate. So the May, like we have some forms that was fulfilled by the guys, but we didn't talk to them yet. And if you're thinking about summer or May, or even April, like we'll see maybe at the end of April, we'll have a spot. So if you want to do it, just give us a call, and like we will try to make it, of course, convenient for you as well, because I know that some guys, they work like shifts and they have like a week or 2 weeks off, and they can only take this time off. So I definitely would like to make it convenient for you as well, and I will try to do my best. So yeah,
I mean, like we're still.
Huh?
I was just gonna say, like we're still like we've just launched this, like so we're still getting feedback, and we're flexible in what's happening. We're not going to say you have to come on this date. Like with this one for the 19th, it was a gentleman that contacted us, cool guy. We were like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do this. So we're still working through how busy we're going to be. We believe in the summer, like I keep saying to Luba, we need to think about this now. How are we going to do it if there's like a bunch of guys? And Luba was like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. So, all right, we'll see. Luba's very confident that she's got it, that it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Whereas I'm thinking, oh my God, we need to figure this out. But so far it's been an experiment, and so far so good.
Yeah. What about winter trips? Next year,
Yeah.
I'm sure that we're gonna do it. This February, I'm not planning the trip because I'm busy with the guy who is coming. Like he already met a lady, and I'm doing a wing woman support for them over here. So I will be busy for pretty much about 2.5 weeks. And so I can't take any guys on tours, but I believe that March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, it's an incredible time. We will have a lot of love, a lot of adventures, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it. So give us a call and we will meet. And the cities that we're gonna in the cities that we're going to visit in March, gonna be probably it will be Dnipro, it will be Kharkov, it will be probably Zaporozhye, Kiev, and Odessa.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the winter. I've always said before, I think winter is way more romantic, and cozy, and than the summer is. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with winter trips. Now I was just going to say something and then I forgot. Trips. It's gone. Forgot. Okay. We've got a bunch of other questions. I guess we're doing this again next week.
I believe that we will do it next week.
Every week, just tune in. Every week, it's just going to be questions. But it's good though. Like it's good to, because we get questions like over email, and we try and answer as many as we can. Sometimes it gets very overwhelming. Sometimes I'm like 7 days behind in answering questions sometimes, so I do apologize. But
taking the restaurant for.
The whole thing is like, yeah, there's this shitty time with the COVID and all that sort of stuff, but people are still making effort to go and go over there. Ukraine is not locked down like some of these other places in the United States. It's absolutely ridiculous, where I think you have to wear 3 masks now, or 4 masks, 5 maybe, something like that. It's not like that here, and like depending on your stance on the whole coronavirus and that sort of thing, we're not telling anyone that it's this or telling anyone that it's that. Obviously, everybody has their own opinions on it. But trust us when we say that, if you come here, you're going to be living a normal life, okay? At the moment, there's no lockdown for 10 days or 14 days. There's no app or anything like that. You can come here and you can just chill out and you can be free. Okay, let's use that word, free. When you go back home, depending on where you're from, maybe you have to quarantine when you get back home. There's nothing we can do about that. And, of course, that's not going to work for people who have to go back to work. So, unfortunately, at the moment, this just kind of like works for some people. But I will say something. I just remember what I was going to say before when we were saying that, there's no spaces on the trips. We do have Rocket Match. And Rocket Match is...
Am I frozen or Striker? Guys, can you still see me?
Anyone?
Oh
You
my
there?
God. Yeah.
That was weird. You know, it came up with an error on my screen and it said, sorry, we can't connect to your router. But that doesn't make any sense because if that was the case, they would still see you because I can shut my laptop and you can still keep going.
Yeah, but I was kind of like
Can
sitting
I just
there.
explain for a second what just happened here? I was talking about the virus, right? And I was saying, believe what you like. Look, hey, look, whoever's watching out there, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It's real. I'm sorry. Someone's watching it. They know what's going on. Anyway, so what I was going to say, so we do have a rocket match where we can match you. We'll do the whole process. It takes like a month. Then you come over here and then you come back and we support you through it. But you don't necessarily plan your own trip, but you pay for everything yourself. You pay for your accommodation, your transportation, and all that stuff. So you're kind of on your own, but we're in the background to make sure everything's okay. So and so you can do that as well. And some people want to do that because they're more just like to travel and go wherever. So there is that as well. So just because the tours are full doesn't mean there's no other options. So yeah.
Yeah, and I have a guy, like I'm working with a guy at the moment, so and then it's a little bit more flexible. You can do it anytime it's convenient for you. So yeah, I want to quickly say about the COVID test. And I'm now scared to say this word, not even. 3 masks, okay. So I know it's very expensive in US.
Don't say anything about it. It will get cut off again.
Oh, you see, like I was like, whoop, at the moment.
They're watching.
So, no, Striker, make me uncomfortable. But anyway, like if you would like to do a test, like and guys who are traveling to America now, it's a new law that you have to do a test before you go, 72 hours before you arrive in US. So it's not a big deal. We will do it. No worries. I will take you to the test place. It costs something between $30 to $50. Different laboratories, different cities, so it's pretty cheap and like you can do it, no worries, and the result will be in English. I will give you the document and you can travel. Don't forget about the insurance. Remember that if you join with us, we are gonna provide insurance for your travel. And yes, like we are there for you. The airports are open, like trust me, in Ukraine everything is good. People are get used to new reality. Yes, it's the reality that we have to live now, and many things change. But people enjoying their life. The restaurants are working, and I'm very happy to see that people are out. And as I say, like we've been out on Friday night, it was like packed. I'm not saying that it is good, but it is what it is. So thank you very much, guys, for all your likes. I already see that you put it. The guys who didn't put the likes yet, please go to this video and put your like. And in the description to this video, we have a Telegram channel. So just join that. And it's a free community where we will post some useful links and information for the guys who are planning to travel to Ukraine. And if you want to talk to us, book a call.
Yeah, you can book a call. We can tell you what is up. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, we'll go. It's an hour and 42. You know, we had 95 or 94 congruent visitors. That's a record. So thank you, everybody, for hanging in there with us and asking questions and watching us. Always appreciate it. And that's it for now. Yeah?
Yeah, so we hope that we will see you next week for answering more questions. And if you have some questions that you want to us to answer, but you're kind of not comfortable maybe to comment, because obviously there is much more guys watching than comment, and I understand sometimes you don't want to be seen, but if you want to send us just a quick email through our website, go to www.heartrocket.com. You can write us an email, you can book a call, you can buy a course, you can book our tour, and we will be very, very happy to talk to you. We will post some videos next week, the same as we always do, and probably Super Bowl Sunday today. Okay, but next Sunday I think that we will be live same time. Just stay tuned. And we also announced it in the Telegram group. Striker just put the link. Just join. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody. Please stay healthy, stay safe. Dream big. How should you say? Dream big.
If you want.
No, don't dream, and come to Ukraine, and everything would be super, super good. Okay, have a good day, evening, night, morning, whatever time is it for you now, and we see you next time.
We'll see you later. See ya.
Bye.